A warm greeting to all. In last video we have seen the classification of systems starting from continuous till time variance. We are having two major classifications, in which we are having further 6 classifications for a discrete time system. So now we are going to discuss about these 6 types of discrete time systems one by one. So the very first system that we are going to see is linear or non-linear system. Though any discrete time system can be a linear only if it is going to obey superposition theorem as well as homogeneity principle. So if a system is going to satisfy the superposition theorem as well as homogeneity principle, then that type of discrete time system can say as a linear system. It means it is having a linearity. So we all know the superposition theorem. We have studied that theorem in circuit theory itself, right? So based on that theorem, now we are going to check the linearity and non-linearity of a discrete time system. So the thing is, what the superposition theorem says is that we have to check the response for individual inputs. Say for example, we are having two inputs here, x1 of t and x2 of t. And for individual inputs, we are going to check the responses, that is individual outputs, that is y1 of t and y2 of t respectively. And now we have to add these two outputs. So we are going to name that as y dash of t, that is summation of y1 of t plus y2 of t. It is the summation of individual responses due to individual inputs. So we can name this equation as A. And we have to check this equation with the compound response due to compound inputs. It means we have to add all the inputs together and we have to apply to a system. And for the compound input, we will be getting one output that we can call it as y double dash of t. Okay, and for these two equations, if both the responses are equal, now we can say that it is having a linearity. If not, we can say the system is a non-linear discrete time system. This is what the superposition theorem says. Now we'll see the example for linear and non-linear system. Consider this question, that is we are having a response y of t, it is equal to t times of x of t. And the very first thing is we have to apply individual inputs to a system. So consider that we are having two inputs. For first input, that is x1 of t, the response will be y1 of t, that is equal to t into x1 of t. For first input, we are having one output. You can take this as equation number 1. And we'll take another input for x2 of t. The response will be y2 of t, that is will be equal to t times of x2 of t, because we are having an input as x2, so that we are replacing this x as x2 of t. And we can name this as equation number 2. And now we have to add these two equations, and we are going to name that as y dash of t. So y dash of t is nothing but the summation of equation number 1 and 2. And here we are having t x1 of t plus t x2 of t. And we can take this t as common. And if you are going to take t as common, the equation we can reframe as t into x1 of t plus x2 of t. And you can name this as equation number A. Now we have to check this equation number A with the response due to compound input. So here we are having totally two inputs. So we have to add these two inputs, that is x1 of t and x2 of t. So we can call this as a compound input. Okay, and we have to check the response due to this compound input to our system. And this is our system. So the output will be a y double dash of t, and we are having t times of the compound input. Here the x is x1 of t plus x2 of t. So this is equation number 2. And now we have to check the two equations, that is A and B. Both are equal. So if both the responses are equal, then we can say that particular discrete time system as a linear system. So it is both the equations are equal, so we can say that it is having linearity property. And the second example, we are having a response as y of t equal to t times of x square of t. So we'll start with the first input x1 of t, and for the first input the output will be y1 of t equal to t times of x1 square of t. That is equation number 1. And for second input for x2 of t, the response will be y2 of t equal to t times x2 square of t. That is equation number 2. And now we have to add these two response, and we have to name that equation as y dash of t, that is t times of x1 square of t plus t times x2 square of t, and t is common here, so we can take this t as common, and in bracket we will be having x1 square of t plus x2 square of t, and you can name this as equation number A. Likewise, you have to check the response due to a common input. Here we are having two inputs, so you have to add these two input, and we can name that as a common input. That is for x1 of t plus x2 of t, we have to find the response, and for the response we can name it as y double dash of t, and t is common, and for you are going to replace this x as x1 of t plus x2 of t, x1 plus x2 of t the whole square. So here it is in the formation of a plus b the whole square, and whereas here we are having individual squaring, and but whereas here we are having in the formation of a plus b the whole square. So we know the equation for a plus b the whole square, it is a square plus b square plus 2ab, and we are having that extra 2ab in the equation number b. So if we are going to compare this a and b, we are not having a similarity between these two equations. So the system is not a linear system, because if a and b are not equal, it is not having equal response. So we can say this system is a non-linear system. And here we are having 4 set of questions for understanding the linear and non-linearity of a system, and you can solve these questions by your own, and you can discuss these solutions